going on, Jerome's Week 6 NFL action is upon us, and for the 11 bajillion time, picking the entire card is stupid, and this is for entertainment purposes only. A couple of jelly beans. We went 7-6-1 last week. We are currently 39-35-4, winning percentage of 52.56%. We're in the black, just above that mythical 52.4% break-even mark. So here are Week 6 picks. Vikings and crew are on bye. Do not care. But again, entertainment purposes only. Thursday night football. I got two teams coming off of a loss. Well, Niners 2 in a row. But San Francisco, 3-point favorites up in Seattle. I feel like the 12s are going to rebound here. Right? So Seattle, lost 2 in a row. Started out 3-0. Started out hot, but got humbled, especially at home against the Giants. And the Niners, I don't know what it is. Like the Niners, they can't put teams away. Maybe they lost that love and feeling a bit, but I still think both teams are good. And in this one, divisional game Thursday night, I'm going to take the points and the home team. I think Seattle and the 12 show up and show out and continue that spiral for the Niners. Over in London, Jaguars. So, this is basically a home game for the Jaguars, but I like that they took away a home game for the Bears. But the Jaguars, 2.5-point dogs over there. Chicago coming off a big-time win against the Panthers. Cool. But Caleb Williams and company, can they get something done against Jacksonville? Trevor Lawrence bounced back in a big way against the Colts. So, finally getting a crooked number in the win column. I think Jacksonville covers here, and I think they win outright. So give me the Jaguars over in London. Next, to the noon games. So you got the Cardinals coming off that big win in San Francisco, 5.5-point dogs in Green Bay. I still don't know what to make of the Packers. All right, so you look at the Packers, and you got Jordan Love having some issues at wide receiver, as well outside of Jaden Reed, because Jaden Reed's a freaking stud, man. Let's be honest here. And then, defensively, the whole Xavier McKinney thing I think is a little bit overblown because he didn't have an interception against the Vikings. But I'm rolling with the Cardinals here, for obvious reasons. I think that this is going to be a tight game. So getting 5.5 in this spot is huge. I think it does come down to a 3 or 4 point game. I'm not entirely sure which direction, but I think if Kyler, McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr. come to play, I think their defense can be opportunistic. So I think Cardinals go out and at least cover out in Green Bay. Not really say that they win, but next, the Indianapolis Colts get the Tennessee Titans. Titans coming off a bye. Will Levis, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, Levis has been dinged up. TBD if it's going to be him or Mason Rudolph. And the Colts, hopefully they get Richardson back, although jumping Joe Flacco certainly wasn't the problem. And TBD what happens with Jonathan Taylor-Thomas as well. But I do think that Indianapolis rights the ship. They go out and get a road win in division. Next, you got the Texans. So the Texans are on a roll, man. 4-1, just beat the Buffalo Bills in a game of mismanagement on both sides. And the Patriots. So the Patriots try hard, but there's just not enough talent there. You feel bad for Gerard Mayo. They might go 1-16, right? But the Texans, they're touchdown favorites on the road. I don't think this game is close. I think this game has 27-9 written all over it. TBD if Drake May is going to see some time. So yeah. Next, you got the Buccaneers, 2-point favorites on the road in the Superdome against the Saints. I'm still buying Baker, man. The Bucs had that shootout instant classic last Thursday, but I do think that Baker and Mike Evans and company, they get after things. Like defensively, they'll rebound nicely. So the Buccaneers are 2-point favorites on the road. I think this is a field goal type game, so they win outright and cover. Next, you got the Browns on the road in Philadelphia. Browns are a disaster right now, just not good. Eagles coming off that bye, getting healthy, and maybe they get A.J. Brown back, and the Browns, like, they should bench Deshaun, except they can't. Like, fiscally, they're tied to him. I think at a certain point, they're just going to have to eat the money and either bench him or, well, no one's ever going to trade for him on that contract. They might have to eat up that entire contract and just go from there. But it's just not good. It's just not a good situation. And I think Philly, they're pissed off. I think that the Eagles do win a 28-10 type game here. I think this could be a lost season for the Browns. And I think Cleveland could be a dark horse for the number 1 pick. Things are that bad right now. And our boy Stefanski's going to get fired. Washington right now is the cat's ass. They make the quick trip to Baltimore, taking on the Ravens. They're touchdown dogs on the road. I'm taking the Commies. Jane Daniels, I'm a believer. Love me some Scary Terry. That defense is starting to come around. Baltimore, I like that the Ravens have reeled off 3 wins in a row, a couple of impressive ones too. But I feel like this game is going to come down to the wire. Like this has like a fun 37-34 shootout written all over it. I'm not sure who wins, but I'm obviously taking that touchdown. So give me the Commies +7 in this spot. Late games. So I got the Chargers on the road against the Broncos. Broncos, hey, congratulations for beating the Raiders. Yeah, but the Chargers coming off a bye. Hopefully Herbert and company on that offensive line is starting to get healed up. And I think the Chargers they're tan, rested, they're ready to go. They go up to Denver. I'm not really buying Denver. Offensively, defensively, respect what Vance Joseph and company have done. Love me some Patrick Surtain. Riley Moss getting the interception too. But I think the Chargers go in. I think they take care of business in division. I think this is like a 24-20 type game. Then you got the Steelers on the road against the Raiders. Rematch of the Immaculate Reception from way back in the day. Now, in Pittsburgh, I actually think that Justin Fields has done all right. I think that there's a lot of other issues with that offense outside of Justin Fields. But coming off that last-second heartbreaking loss to the Cowboys, the Raiders got embarrassed up in Mile High. But I think defensively, Pittsburgh does carry the day in the spot. I think that this is going to be ugly. I think this is going to be like a 16-10 type game, and then the Steelers come out on top. The Lions at the Cowboys. This is the matchup that's not possible on Thanksgiving. Is that kind of funny? Yeah, but the Lions, 3.5-point favorites at Dallas. Now, I hate rooting for the Cowboys. I hate it. I despise it. But we need the Lions to be humbled just a little bit. So the Cowboys getting 3.5 points at home. Give me the hook. I think that there's a chance that the Cowboys win outright as well. Then you got the Falcons, red hot Falcons on the road against Panthers. I feel like there's always an emotional letdown, and it's kind of good for the Falcons that they had the 10-day layoff between that Thursday Night Football miracle win and also their game in Carolina. But in division is always tough, and I feel like Carolina has been playing hard. They just don't have that talent. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the Falcons' defense, it's starting to come around. But I do think that Andy Dalton and company get a little something going. I'm not saying that they'll win, but I think this is closer than I think. I think this is going to be a 26-23 type game. So give me those 6 points. Sunday Night Football, the game that everyone's looking forward to. The Bengals and the Giants. Whatever. So the Bengals, they still think that they're Super Bowl contenders at 1-4. Jumping Joe Burrow had 5 touchdowns. Jamar Chase is starting to light things up. But that Giants defense is coming around, man. And, Deontay Banks is looking good when he doesn't have to cover Justin Jefferson. For my money, I do think that Dexter Lawrence is one of the best, if not the best, nose tackles in recent memory. So give me the home dog. Give me the Giants plus the 3.5. I'm not saying they win, but I'm certainly going to take the points in this spot. And then you got the Bills at the Jets. You got New York versus New Jersey. I refuse to believe that the Bills are as bad as they showed against the last 2 weeks against the Ravens and the Texans. I straight up refuse. I do think that this is a must-win game for Buffalo. I think the Jets are reeling. Jets defense is legit. Offensively, they got no answers. I do think the Bills Mafia goes in. I think they whack the Jets. So give me the Bills winning and covering those 3 points. But that's it. That's at Week 6 NFL picks for entertainment purposes only. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, everyone's thoughts. Comment section. You know what to do. Skull Production Value.